Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a quick look here at Solana, seeing what's going on. We're going to double check a few key factors here and just quickly get you some perspective on what's going to happen next. It is pulling back as we anticipated. Obviously, we probably didn't expect the price to rake down quite as low as 103, but we did talk about 103 being that potential support level between 98, 100, and 103 were the three key Feb levels we looked at yesterday. So if you're curious about that, just watch that video again. But generally speaking here, at this point, we're going to look at a few key factors for this bearish divergence and kind of just see in general what it takes to get the price to either A, turn around, or B, is it going to continue lower? A lot of that hinges on Bitcoin, truthfully. And Bitcoin is exuding some bullish signs still in the macro, but bearish signs on the micro, right? So generally speaking, we can expect a short-term pullback from Bitcoin, but I don't really subscribe to the low 40,000 range like I'm hearing. So again, just different strategies for different scenarios. But in this case here, pay attention to Bitcoin. I think it's important. So if you are new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I do love teaching people to trade, and I hope you can learn something today. CryptoCash.tech is a site if you want to join our trading academy community and signals group. We take a quick look here at our premium group. We took some nice profits here with an AVAX short, 31% there in about 4 days. And obviously yesterday we took some nice healthy profits from Dogecoin, ICP, Bitcoin, AVAX, and Reef. So it's been a pretty solid weekend / early week for us here. So we're going to see what else is new here with our trades. And the question I get right now is, hey, should we open a Solana long? And right now at this point, I would say generally no, because obviously things are pulling back. But we want to kind of see where a good entry might be if we do. Okay, so let's look at that here. First of all, we got a lot of liquidation between 115 to 120. Pretty heavy, actually. There's nobody really taking a lot of longs right now, and all the longs got wrecked here at about 105.5. So if you had a long position at 105 or so, you got destroyed with that candle wick down. And generally speaking, that's just the normal thing, right? Work the price up here, liquidate all shorts, and then rake the price down and smash the longs. Pretty much common practice for the trading market. Okay, so if we kind of look at the overall sense here as well, we can kind of see that we are, Bitcoin dominance is increasing and altcoin dominance is effectively decreasing, and the price of alts are going down. So generally speaking here, we can summarize that Bitcoin is calling the shots, and the fact that Bitcoin dominance is increasing is leading us to believe that Bitcoin dominance is kind of an important factor right now. If we start to see Bitcoin dominance subside, then we will start to see altcoins start to kind of stabilize, but for right now, it's that kind of natural rinse and repeat. Okay, so let's take a look at the daily time frame, work our way down. Because again, we've talked about this yesterday and how the moving averages were looking. We're still above most moving averages. We're holding above the 20-day SMA, surprisingly as well, right? We wicked down below, but haven't officially closed below that yet. So again, a closure at 105.50 or higher today would be important to maintain that level, to give us confirmation we're still on the right side of the tracks. We lose the 20-day SMA, it's not the end of the world. It just kind of lets us know that, hey, we got to pay closer attention because the price action is breaking somewhat bearish. Okay, and it's again these things are definitely tentative. Keep in mind though, we do have a MACD divergence on the daily time frame here as well for Solana. That's definitely a bearish sign. And if we look at money flow index, it is tapering off. Traditional RSI is coming down, and so is stochastic. So these are all signs that point down for Solana. But again, this is the daily time frame, folks. We don't take a trade based on one time frame. Okay, so again, let's look at the 4 hour and kind of see we're above, well, only the 200-day SMA. So keep in mind that's traveling right around the $100 mark. Okay, so that implies $100 is still at support level. But generally speaking, we've lost 3 of the main supports here for these moving averages, right? So the long story short there is that we are bearish, right? We're underneath 50 on the RSI, stochastic swinging down. We can see MACD is still diverging. There's nothing positive here at all to let us know that we want to just consider a long position arbitrarily, right? And it would be an arbitrary entry if you do, because there's nothing here telling us that we have positive contributing factors to the upside. Take a look at TD sequential. We're at a 6. Hypothetically, we got another 12 hours of continuation to the downside before the price pulls back. Okay. There's a lot of different scenarios that could fall into place here, but generally speaking, right now, Solana is exuding a lot of bearish behavior. Take a look at the hourly, and again, you're seeing this common theme on most other coins. We're about 4 hours underneath the cloud, so that's confirming bearish. Lagging spans free and clear, conversion lines below the baseline. We literally have no reason to consider a long position with this coin right now. Now, do you want to take a short right now at this point? It might be a little late. Yes. It really just depends on Bitcoin. That's the truth. Bitcoin is pulling back, though. We can see 51.4, trying to hit that 51,000 mark to sweep that lower level liquidity. So truth is here, we're in a situation where the price action is continuing lower, and a lot of it is because of Bitcoin. So if we look at some previous support and resistance levels, so that's what's going to help us here. Again, 103 was that previous support, and still is. You can see the price wick down there pretty strong here today. So 103 is the initial support, and based on history and volume, we're looking at $100 as the secondary support level for Solana. In fact, if we zoom out, I'm curious where the volume profile is the most. Right there, yeah, about 97, 98. So again, 97 to $100 is that strong volume profile. So the price continues lower. I would say 98 to 100 would be a solid consideration for an entry, for maybe just dollar cost averaging into your spot bag, or possibly a low leverage, a long position. But we'd want to reevaluate the market too and see where we're at, because you don't just arbitrarily jump into a coin because of that. Okay. But what I will do is I'll set my alert at just above $100, see if we get some consideration for a long position at that point. And if Bitcoin is looking like it wants to turn itself around, then we may want to consider a long position for Solana. Okay. Again, Bitcoin has a lot to do with this, folks. Solana has, it was showing some significantly bullish qualities here, but as soon as Bitcoin starts pulling back to retest that 51.5 mark, we see these kind of corrective behaviors occurring. Okay. So please, please, please understand that's exactly where we're at right now. It's not dire straits by any stretch. This is pretty common, pretty normal. Just an opportunity for you to be able to add to your position as the price goes lower, right? As a general consensus. So what are we looking for here for confirmation for a long? Well, ideally, we want to be back up above the cloud and have a few other confirming factors. So by no means am I saying just take a long on $100, because we wouldn't have confirmation if we get there right now anyways. What we want to do is wait for confirmation that takes a few days. In these bearish type of divergences, it takes a little while for longs to confirm themselves. Okay, so again, at this point, patience is important. I would just recommend staying on the sidelines, not over trading. That's the important thing right now. Folks will do that. They'll just try to revenge trade and get destroyed because the market moves in whichever way possible. There's a distinct possibility the price can recover right from now and move upwards. In fact, I was just talking about my community with this. Bitcoin was showing very similar qualities as it is now at 43,000. Okay, and we saw what happened from 43,000, 52K. Most communities got destroyed, and we took some nice solid long profits from 43 to 52,000. Okay, again, not tooting our own horn there at all, but we've been very good about not attaching ourselves to specific bias. So right now, even though things are bearish, you don't just wear your bear hat for the remainder of the year. You consider and reevaluate consistently, and if the conditions change, then you put on your bull horns, right? There's different strategies, folks, but you do not get stuck on one idea and hold to it. Okay, it gets you nowhere. What's important is to remain nimble in the market and to ensure that you're always, doing your best by effectively utilizing the market and what we see here in the market, and just using less. Less is more, folks. I can tell you that. People use way too many indicators nowadays, and it's kind of a crazy problem. Anyways, conversation for another day. I'm going off on a tangent. Make sure you check out Bitunix, phenomenal exchange, link down below. No KYC or VPN required. We have a 10K bonus prize pool monthly coming up here at the end of this month. So we're going to basically be offering a trading competition to only those who use my link to register. So far, we got about 300 and some odd members that have registered with my link. So again, $5,500 in bonus rewards. Use my link to register. Significantly worth it, folks. I hope you have a great rest of the day, though. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.